So I wanted to pick out these three phishing sites to show you how good they look out here in the wild. These are sites that you can actually land on and give your information to, and people will take money or personal information and use them for malicious reasons. So I would suggest anyone watching this video to not click on these sites, and then more importantly, give information to them. But I wanted to highlight these three. And the first one that you see here is a Facebook business help center. And so, as you know, sites become more prevalent to having business and people can open up shops and sell items there. With that currency moving back and forth, there's a big movement for scammers and people with malicious reasons to emulate these type of sites and get people to give them money or information in return of hopes of having business done with these big conglomerates, these big companies such as Facebook, Etsy, Google, you know. So you got to pay attention to the signs of how these websites look. The first thing you want to do is make sure that you understand that the URL looks funny. Um, and for this particular site, they don't have any of the emblems that resembles Facebook or Meta, for that matter. And I've seen some that has those elements, but this one does not. And so you got to understand that these sites are fully functional to where you can click on these and you can navigate to different pages. I'm not going to do that one for here. But just in case you don't realize that your browser is going to tell you that this is a dangerous site, you just have to use your own instincts that this is malicious or it seems fishy, no pun intended, to where, I don't want to click on this site. The next one I got highlighted here is the Snapchat um, website. And so while the URL up here looks decent enough, it's not. You got to understand that when these people are making these businesses and they're coming up with their URLs, they're not coming up with these URLs to be just any old little thing. They want to have it all connected back to the brand, and so it will have some type of correlation back to that brand. So um, that's one dead giveaway. Another, of course, dead giveaway is that Google is letting us know that this is a malicious site. If you click on that, you can see that it will say dangerous sites, and it'll give you the same reasons that I'm giving you, not to click on anything, or definitely not to input any type of personal information into these sites. The one thing that I find fascinating is that they will get certificates um, of authority to be on the internet and to actually do these things within on a web server. So you can't always rely on the certificate to be a validating point that if a site is safe or not. Um, but I thought that was interesting. So yeah, they want you to put the username or email into this box, and then you're able to click on and see what's next. Which I, again, highly suggest that you don't. So you see how that happens, right? So when I click next, it automatically asks for a password. Now, for most sites, when you don't put in a username or password, I mean a username or a email address, some type of identifier, it does not allow you to just put in a password. But for this site, it automatically did. So that's on their developer part. To their developers who kind of skip that skip to get the first part. They just really want the password, and I could see them, kind of trying to just get any password and then maybe trying to brute force a different list of usernames that they may have. But I'm clicking here on the I to try to see what I typed in, and I can't see it. So that's another flaw. Um, and I'm just typing in random characters, so no need to worry there. But let's see this. I'm going to right click here and try to open up this in a new tab. And I want to see if it's still, you can see open up in a new tab and it's still, Google is still letting us know that this is a malicious site. So it goes deeper into a website. It's not just one page here. It's another page where you can set up an account. So let's go and let's take a look at it. Okay, so you get the full for not found error, which is good in that case. Let's go back and see if we can. I want to show you guys how sometimes they would even have points back to the legitimate um, site. So let's go to support down here in the bottom. Does that do anything? Careers, maybe? Nope. Maybe the privacy center. So none of these links down here are active. So another dead giveaway that the website is not working. Um, maybe you shouldn't, go up there and give personal information. So just to let you know that even Snapchat, a social media site, will be, uh, a good place for a hacker to actually set up their phishing scams. So let's go to the last one. This one looks really good. And it tells you here in the URL, it's a Netflix clone, done on my code wave. Um, yeah, I mean that looks really good, right? And if we can see if we can type in a Netflix legitimate account, very similar. So this is the real site here, as you can see, Netflix.com. But this is a clone. This is a malicious site. Now the thing about that is that Google doesn't tell us that this is a malicious site, right? But would you trust going to something that do you think that Netflix, the company, will have their URL say that it's a Netflix clone here in the URL? So use that as, telltale signs that this is not a trustworthy site. And so you can, let's go and let's close out the legitimate one so we won't get confused. I'm gonna close out these other tabs too. And you can sign up. It's all functional. Let's sign in. Let's see. Uh, Email address badly formatted. Formatted. Okay, no problem. Let's put an at sign and let's say it's a Gmail. See what we got. There's no user corresponding with the identifier. The user may have been deleted. Okay. So let's put a more believable one. Let's say even if I put as you can see, even if I put a believable email in there, it's still giving us that error that, hey, nothing in our database is showing that this user exists. You may have a problem. And so if you see that error the first time, let's say you fell for this type of phishing scam, you fell for that, 9 times out of 10, you're going to constantly put that email and the password in there, try to do different variations of it, right? Because that's a human natural thing to do. Well, on the back end, what they're seeing is that there's entries coming in, and they're going to take those entries and then try to use it wherever they think. So yeah, we could go back and use it on your real Netflix account, and maybe go to your account settings and see what type of credit card that you have linked up to that account. But why stop there? 9 times out of 10, you're probably using that same password for other accounts too, right? So if I can get a little bit more information on you, maybe I can figure out and use that same password on different accounts that you have. And I think that, those are clever ways that hackers find out how to get information from us and then actually use it against us because of our humanistic nature, just to you constantly be in a repetitive mode. So those things I just wanted to highlight in this video, and I hope that you guys take advantage of stuff like this, and just kind of look at, make sure that you pay attention to the sites that you go to, especially on your mobile devices, your tablets, and your phones. It's hard to see the URL on your phone or on your tablet. So it can just look like this, um, cropped out with the URL, and just it looks legitimate, but you're constantly getting an error that you're in the wrong spot when it comes to signing in, right? So just be careful, be mindful of those type of things, browse safe, and we'll see you in the next video.